Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wa sallallahu wa sallam wa barak ala nabina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and good morning Instagram fam, friends and followers of as-Saafiy, and welcome to another episode of Revert Reflections. Before we take another couple of tools for our tool belt in our response to atheistic thought and the atheists, and again, the whole purpose of what we're doing here is to solidify our belief in Allah's existence. We're not trying to answer the atheists to convince them, but rather we are trying to provide ourselves with the answers to atheist arguments so that we are not shaken, our faith is not shaken by those arguments. And so before we provide a few more of the tools in our tool belt in our efforts to respond to those doubts and misconceptions often advanced and presented by the atheists, I want to mention that one of the pillars of atheism, or upon which atheism depends, is glorifying doubt and uncertainty, making doubt the original state and starting point of any debate. So basically, in their mind, those who doubt that there is a God are standing upon what is certain, and therefore need not support their assertion, while those who claim in their minds that God exists are asserting the uncertain, the doubted, and therefore their beliefs must always be put on trial and proven. And you can see this in the dynamic between atheists, especially neo-atheists, the atheists of the modern age, who are a lot more aggressive and a lot more militant and a lot more eager to enter into debate with religious people. You see that in their mind, we have to put your beliefs on trial. You religious people who claim there's something called God are going to have to prove that there is a God. And basically, again, their premise, it's a pillar of their belief. Their premise is that everything should be questioned, even obvious things, even things that are right in front of you and can be perceived with your senses. They would say that you have to question those things. And they would say that the people who accept things at face value, they are simple people, and they are people with very shallow, superficial intellects, and that the true knowledge is questioning everything, even things in front of your face. So that being said, this is why you find the atheists responding to religion and religious arguments with questions and statements which are purely aimed at sowing the seeds of doubt. They are not trying to establish truth or reach a truthful conclusion. They're simply trying to muddy the waters, to sow confusion, to sow doubt. They're trying to win the argument, basically. So they'll say things, for example, like, can God make a stone which he cannot lift? Why do they say that? They say it to puzzle, to confound, to foment doubt. They say it so that the religious recipient of that query, the one who is receiving that question, will start to say, I don't know how to answer that. If I say yes, it's not good. If I say no, it's not good. I don't know how to answer that. And then the next question is, if I don't know how to answer it, if my religion doesn't offer an answer for it, then what does that say about my religion? How can my religion be true? What they want to do, their end game, is to make you start to doubt. But brothers and sisters, what we need to understand is that in Islam, doubt is not the point of departure. We are diametrically opposed to the idea of the atheist that doubt is a pillar of truth, a pillar of knowledge. In our religion, from our perspective, Islam is not the point of doubt is not the point of departure or the certain state of affairs. Mankind, the original man, believed in God and later questioned his existence. Mankind evolved into a state, or devolved, I should say, into a state where he began to question the existence of God. Doubt is not glorified in Islam. It is criticized and discouraged instead. Doubt in Islam is bad. Doubt in Islam is dangerous. Doubt in Islam is to be avoided. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala praises the people who don't have doubt, saying, إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا بِاللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ ثُمَّ لَمْ يَرْتَابُوا. He says, the believers, the true believers, the people who are Allah's near and dear ones, are the people who believe in Allah and His Messenger, and afterwards they have no doubt. They have no questions about that. They're not skeptical about that. Which brings us to those two tools I wanted to mention to you that we're supposed to put in our tool belt and arm ourselves with when we're confronted with these atheistic thoughts or atheistic queries. The first of these essential tools in our tool belt, which will again solidify our belief in Allah's existence. The first of them is al-yaqeen la yazulu bishak. That doubt must never, never, never be permitted to supplant certainty. Once we become certain about something, and we have enough evidence, a preponderance of evidence that tells us that this is true, no one should be able to come and mention a question or a query that creates a certain level of doubt, and as a consequence, we leave what we're certain of because of the doubt that they have presented. We leave and abandon what we believe to be certainly true. And we leave it for what? For the doubtful matter because of some query that they've posed or some question they've asked that we were unable immediately to answer. Another tool in our tool belt that's important to solidify our belief in Allah's existence is da'ma yaribuk ila ma la yaribuk, which is taken from the hadith collected by at-Tirmidhi on the authority of Al-Hasan ibn Ali radiyallahu anhuma. And that the meaning of that principle is leave that which is doubtful for that which is not doubtful or certain. In other words, brothers and sisters, if we know, or strongly believe that something is true, we shouldn't stop believing in it or even question its truthfulness. Simply because someone poses a question about it that we can't immediately answer, aimed, and their whole purpose, their whole end game is to foment doubt. They're not trying to build, they're trying to what? To destroy. They're trying to take your Lego house and what? And tear it down. And you're left with what? You're left with nothing. You're left with nothing. And so you had a house and you let them come and knock it down, and now you just have what? A bunch of blocks spewed around you, and somehow you think that you're better off now. We're not better off. Think about how many times, brothers and sisters, we Muslims have questioned our very reasonable and well-substantiated faith. There is a plethora, as we're going to see, of evidence for the existence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How many times have we left that or questioned it because of simple, unfounded speculation? And remember, when that happens, brothers and sisters, when that occurs, we have to remember these principles. We have to remind ourselves of these principles and solidify our core belief in Allah's existence. The first principle being doubt must never be permitted to supplant certainty. And the second one, leave that which makes you doubt for that which is certain. Leave that which makes you doubt for that which is certain. This is what we have to do. We always have to go back to what? What we are certain of. And build upon what? Upon that certainty. Never build our beliefs, never build our positions, never build our religion or our lack thereof upon doubt. That is the way of the atheist, making doubt a pillar. In our religion, we make certainty the pillar, and we build upon what? We build upon certainty. More on this in the coming days. Until we meet again, brothers and sisters, as always, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless your houses, to bless your spouses, to bless your families, to bless your children, to bless your source of livelihood and income. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless you and make you blessed wherever you may be, to bless what remains of your day. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to shower you with His blessings and to surround you with His protection. هذا وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.